If you're running into HubSpot API issues, the fastest way to fix them is to stop guessing and start reading the error response carefully. In this video, I'll show you how to handle HubSpot error responses the right way, how to identify the status code, and what each common code usually means so you can troubleshoot faster and build more reliable integrations. If this tutorial helps you, go ahead and hit like and subscribe for more practical software fixes and step-by-step guides. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is check the error response itself. Don't just look at the fact that it failed. Look at the full response, including the status code and the message. That combination tells you a lot about what went wrong. In most cases, HubSpot will give you a status code that points you in the right direction, and that should be your starting point every single time. If you see a 400 error, that usually means the request data needs to be fixed. In other words, something in the body of your request is invalid, incomplete, or formatted incorrectly. Maybe a required field is missing. Maybe a value is in the wrong format. Maybe you're sending data HubSpot doesn't accept for that endpoint. The best move here is to inspect the payload line by line and compare it against the API documentation. If the response shows a 401 error, that usually means there's an authentication problem. Your access token may be missing, expired, invalid, or not being sent correctly. If you're using an API key or token, double-check that it's still active and that your request headers are set up properly. Authentication issues are common, and they're often caused by something small, like a typo, a bad environment variable, or a missing authorization header. If you get a 403 error, the problem is usually permissions. That means your app or user may be authenticated, but it still doesn't have access to perform the action you're trying to do. In this case, verify the scopes, permissions, and object access for the account or private app you're using. A lot of HubSpot integrations fail here because the token is valid, but the user or app simply doesn't have the right level of access. A 404 error usually means the endpoint is wrong. That could mean the URL is misspelled, the resource doesn't exist, or you're calling the wrong path for the API version you're using. Always confirm the endpoint carefully, including the base URL, the object path, and any IDs in the request. Even one incorrect character can cause a 404 and make it look like the resource is missing when the real issue is just the route. If you run into a 429 error, that means you've hit a rate limit. HubSpot is telling you that too many requests are being sent too quickly. The fix here is to add a delay between requests, reduce the frequency, or implement retry logic with backoff. This is especially important if you're syncing a lot of records in bulk. Instead of hammering the API repeatedly, slow the process down so your requests stay within the limit. And if you see a 500 error, that usually points to a server-side issue. In many cases, the best option is to retry later. Sometimes the problem is temporary, and the HubSpot service may recover on its own. If the issue keeps happening, then you'll want to log the full error details, retry with safeguards, and check whether the request is triggering an edge case on the server side. The most important habit here is to treat every HubSpot error as a clue. Start with the status code, then read the message, then match the issue to the likely cause. That simple process will save you a huge amount of time and help you fix problems much faster than trial and error. So to recap, 400 means fix the request data, 401 means check authentication, 403 means review permissions, 404 means verify the endpoint, 429 means slow down and add delay, and 500 means retry later. Once you get used to this pattern, debugging HubSpot becomes much easier. If this video helped you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.